In this DXO PhotoLab 7 tutorial, let me take you through the image first. The image has only 4 things, I think, and 4 color to be precise. You have blue, you have a little bit of green, we have white and gray, and a bird, which you can say that white and gray, but a bit more dark. So you only have 4 elements and 4 different color. Fantastic for an image which is not really busy, and fantastic for social media or even to print. It's somehow a minimalistic image. The second thing important, which is that it's a kind of bird photography, but taken with a very old image, very old camera. It's the Olympus EM5 Mark I. Obviously, one of the oldest camera exists in the Macro Four Third series. Also, with the kit lens, 12 to 50 mm. So another kit lens. So neither of them are sharp. If you look at the corner, take a look. It looks just horrendous. Nothing is in focus. This one is focused, but very soft when you zoom in. So I think that I can extract the maximum result using the DXO PhotoLab 7. I'm personally very curious about it, so I'd like to take you through with it. So let's take a look at how we can do the best editing with DXO PhotoLab 7. I'm going to make it straightforward. You already know the tool. If not, I invite you to press them. I mean, they're not going to destroy your image. Starting with what I want, because when you do an image editing, you need to know exactly what you want from your image. I want this image to be clear, for example, not very soft. I want people to understand that this is a nature photography, and I want people to see the bird alone. It feels very poetic. And color to be popped, but not too much. So in order to do so, chronologically, you can do chronological method. What I do is that I will try to see the histogram. So histogram going to be in here, for example. You can go to the palette and then click your histogram. The image looks all right to me. Now, excuse me for the pause. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what they're made for. I don't know exactly, but I will figure it out later. Now, the image looks all right, but it misses a little bit of a contrast. In order to do so, I'm going to turn off the smart lighting first and see exactly what it's for. It's adding a little bit of contrast, so that's fine. If I go through strong, it's now giving a little bit better contrast, but I prefer the mild one or the slight one. And best way to add contrast, the classic contrast, for me at least, the tone curve. So I'm going to use the tone. And in the shadow area, I'm probably going to add some more contrast. Actually, you know what? I'm going to restart from everything. So I'm going to go to the, when you do the tone curve, you can add or change color. So I want to also add some yellowish tone in it. So I can go to green and reduce it to add some more green, and then when I come to blue, I can reduce some blue tone on the image. For instance, now it's looking a little bit more yellow, and then I can go back to RGB. Then I can add some contrast. There you go. It looks much better and a bit more contrasty. Right. Also look a bit more like a filmic. You have this green yellowish tint, which is fantastic. You see, with the tone curve, you can do almost everything. Maybe add a little bit of micro contrast. Just a touch, not too much. You shouldn't abuse them. And let's see, vignetting, for me it's fine already. It doesn't do much. Now in the color. In the color, I have one objective. What I want is to have this blue sky bit more dark. In order to do so, I can go straight to HSL, or we can do that, but problem is that it's going to impact everything else. If there's any other blue, it's going to be impacted. So I can go to the local adjustment, take the graduated filter and try with it first. So I'm going to try. Let's see if it's working or if it's doing something. So I want to see something. It's completely gone. So I want the color overlay, and then probably not it's showing mask. I cannot have the mask. So it's kind of annoying in my opinion, because you see, I don't have the option to take off the mask. They oblige me to see the mask. So I'm not going to hide. I'm a little bit of annoyed by it. So to avoid that, I can delete the graduated filter, and my good old favorite, control point, it cannot go wrong with this thing. So I'm going to go there. And good thing is that it's going to take account only the blue part of it. So I can add some here, trying to avoid the tree and the the cloud. Now, if you want to make sure that to see exactly where you're looking at, you have an option. The option generally is black and white. There you go. Now you see that with the color mask, you can actually have a better idea where your editing going to be impacted than the graduated filter. So that's fantastic. So I'm going to make sure using the chroma, because chroma is your friend. So to be a bit more precise with your chroma selection, so chroma will help you to be precise with your color choice. There you go. Now you can clearly see in the corner that you are safe with your color choice. So maybe you want it to be a bit more fluid, not too strong. Then a bit of a luma correction. No, it's going to be weird, so I have to make sure the luma correction is a bit more spread out. Perfect. Now I can go back to color overlay. Then I can select my this color and reduce the luminance. Let's see what it gives. Am I impacting the right area or not? No, it doesn't impact anything. So that's not the right color. Maybe this color. Aha. So we're in the right area. So you have to be very careful now, because my image itself doesn't have much of an information because it's a very small raw file. So unfortunately, you don't have much of a latitude, but you can, however, do something with this. So reduce the luminance just a bit, add a little bit of more saturation. There you go. And that's about it. Don't worry much about anything. You can actually try the Clear View Plus. Let's see. See, it's okay. It does the job, but nothing crazy whatsoever. Now that it's done, you can hide you cannot hide really your mask area. At least I'm not aware of it, because I keep forgetting exactly how to hide this thing. So probably like that. Ah, there you go. But the problem is that it takes away all the all the editing. So I'm going to bring it back. And try to go through all the process. Bring back, show marks. There you go, finally. I don't have to see any of the mask. I bring back everything. I can go back to my other edit. Now I can crop. Finally, I can crop. So I'm going to take the tool and make it unconstrained. I like the finish of the cloud. It's very important for me to have the cloud ready. And I like the square format. I am always a fan of a square format. However, I want the bird in this first middle. Now, close. There you go. It looks nice and beautiful. Now, I can go to my lens softness correction. I can zoom in a little bit. Let's see if it shows. So before, after. Beautiful. Chromatic aberration. Do all the necessary tools to make sure that it's nice and cool. A touch of unsharp mask, nothing crazy, just a moderate intensity of unsharp mask. And the noise reduction, to be honest with you, you don't need to worry about it anything at all because it's a very low ISO image, 200 ISO. So I don't want to abuse the prime or deep prime or deep prime XD. It's no point, to be honest. In my opinion, it's not necessary. In the cloud area, though, I wouldn't mind a little bit more contrast. So I'm going to go back to the local adjustment. This time, I'm going to take advantage of the brush. Make sure that the opacity is low. Feathering is at 100. And select the cloud. And then maybe I could add some more contrast. Let's see what is the change it is giving me. Is it going to give me more contrast? Yes, a little bit more contrast. Maybe a little bit more micro contrast. And reduce the highlight a touch. Add some more black. No, I mean, obviously add some more black. That's what I meant to say. What else? What else I can do? The idea is to make sure that white is white and black is black. So maybe add some more exposure. However, play with the shadow tone. In my opinion, it looks fantastic. Maybe add some more sharpness as well. You can always play with your tools to make sure that what is the best option for you. Now I can actually add the opacity to see the result or reduce it. And then try again. Maybe I can try a bit more, see if it's good for me. Yeah, for me, it looks just fine. Right, now I'm going to go back to my original image. Maybe even there I could add some more contrast, the global contrast. And that's about it, guys. I think I've done my job quite well, and it looks a beautiful minimalistic image. If I want to look at side by side, let's compare. So that's before and after. Before and after. I don't know if I have another way to show you side by side, probably in this button. You see the brush, it shows all the time. I'm kind of sick of it. I don't want this brush to exist at all. So if I click it, is it going to disappear? No, it does not disappear. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of tired of this thing. There's no way I cannot take it off. So I think that what it means that they kind of wanted to have it available. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But that's the only problem that I see. So before and after. Before and after. You see, just a minor change and it's fine. You see the sky is kind of look grainy. Don't worry, when it exports, it's going to show you the real result. But also don't forget that this camera is one of the really old camera. So the latitude is not very fantastic, but it does a very beautiful job, and I kind of like the look. Now I'm going to export by going to File, Export to Disk. Then the folder, tutorial, select folder, and export. Let's take a look. So if I go back, there you go, it's ready. If I see the full screen mode now, look, the image result is 5.18 megabyte. That's the full quality JPEG from DXO PhotoLab 7. The image taken with the Olympus EM5 original and with the simple kit lens 12 to 50, which is fantastic. If I zoom in, you can still see a little bit of color. The grain, the cloud looks beautiful. The bird looks perfectly nice and sharp, and I'm very happy about it. Now, you know what? Just for fun, I actually wish to have this in black and white. So if I turn this into black and white in my fast tone, or there is another way you can turn this image into black and white. So I am going to go to my Google Chrome, open one of my tab, and then I have a special treat for you. So I'm going to go to a tool, online tool called Dehancer. So I'm going to go to the Dehancer, wait a second, it's online, dehancer.com. Give me 1 second, it depends on the internet connection. Now I'm going to log in, I have a personal account. So give me 1 moment. Apologies for the silence. Now I logged in. So I invite you to go to my description and try it out for yourself. So it allows you to have a Filmlook with beautiful grain. So I'm going to, not this folder, probably the other one. There you go. That's the one. And drag and drop. It takes a little bit of time to upload. Then all I want is a black and white. So I'm going to go to black and white film. Probably the Ilford HP5 Plus. That looks a bit more contrasty, or Fujifilm Neopan. So either of the two. Probably the Fujifilm. I'm going to take the Fujifilm. It takes some time to upload and show you the result. Again, depends on your internet connection. And then sometimes it has a glitch or sometimes it takes some time. You have to wait a little bit. So that's the result by default. I can go to adjust, add some contrast, add some exposure. Then I can go to effect, where I can add some more grain, like a real true film grain. You can zoom in quite a bit if you want. And then you don't really necessarily need the bloom, but it's nice. I like the halation more than the bloom. So I can turn up the bloom, add some more halation, and then close it. And I can see the original. You see, it takes some time, depends on the internet connection, but that's totally fine. That's the original, that's after. So if I zoom in, you see that you have just beautiful grain, which is fantastic, and they're very, very real. Just like the Fujifilm Neopan Acros 100. So that's another way to add some beautiful filmic look to your image. And if I export it to the best quality web, and then to the main folder, again, so it's going to bring back from the server. The beauty of this tool, which is that you don't necessarily need the most powerful computer in your system. You can actually need a browser, and that's about it. So I'm going to save it to exact same file location that I did earlier, to the tutorial, and save. So it just saved. So I'm going to compare side by side. So I open this one and select the other image. And you tell me which one you prefer the most, the original look or the black and white. I personally love both of them, but I'm a big fan of black and white. But anyway, it's a matter of taste. It's a matter of your own personality even. Anyway, that's a little bit of tutorial day from me, combined with the DXO, PhotoLab 7, and the Dehancer online. I encourage you to download both trial and try it out for yourself. Maybe you might like both of them. Take care of yourself, and bye-bye.